Good morning, investors. So the market's been a bloodbath for the last week or two, but every big dip, every market correction must come to an end, and I think things are starting to level out now. So I think this is an excellent opportunity to buy stocks at a discount. Today I've got an exciting stock for you. Desktop Metal, DM. For those of you who have not heard of Desktop Metal, they are a leader in metal 3D printing. Metal 3D printing, or additive manufacturing as it's known, is at the cutting edge technologically and is a huge growth market. So before we get into this video, if you like the content, please hit that like button, it would mean the world to me. It takes a lot of time to research these companies and make these videos, so hitting that like button would help me very much. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos that could potentially make you money. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. All the information in this video is freely available and I encourage everyone to do their own research if thinking about investing in this company. I want to point out that I do hold a position in this company. I've been here for several months. I first invested in Trine Acquisition before the merger to take Desktop Metal public. I cashed out part of my investment a few weeks ago when things had just started to dip, but now I think it's a perfect opportunity to add more to my position, and I'm going to explain why I think that is over the next 10 minutes. So in this video we're going to look at what this company does, the products they have developed, the market size and market penetration. We're going to look at recent events that have affected the share price, the ARC 3D printing EFT, and the acquisition of EnvisionTech. We will do a little technical analysis and look at how DM is in an upward trend and that the current market dip was to be expected. And we will look at what the analysts think and recent price predictions. Finally, we'll have a small look at the Desktop Metal team and their history in this industry. If you're not familiar with Desktop Metal is a technology company that designs and markets 3D printing systems. They went public in December through a reverse merger with Trine Acquisition Corporation. The objective of Desktop Metal is to make metal and carbon fiber 3D printing available to all engineers, designers and manufacturers. They are reinventing the way engineering and manufacturing teams produce parts, from prototyping through to mass production. Desktop Metal believe 3D printing will change the way parts are designed, manufactured and sold around the world, and I for one agree with them. This level of 3D printing has only been made feasible in recent years through technological advances. Although the 3D printing technology has been around since the 1980s, it is considered by some to be revolutionizing the manufacturing process, and this has even been described as the fourth industrial revolution being upon us. It has begun transforming the manufacturing process as we know it. Desktop Metal have 4 different 3D printing systems. First, the fiber system. It's a composite printing system which prints continuous fiber reinforced parts with industrial grade AFTP tape. Then they have the studio system, which is an office friendly production of metal prototypes and one-off parts using metal. The shop system, batch production of fully dense customer ready metal parts. And finally the production system, the latest of the Desktop Metal system. It's a high speed mass production of metal parts designed for the factory floor. This is a game changer. Each of Desktop Metal's printing systems are designed to be easy to operate. They print excellent quality at high speeds at a lower cost per part than was previously possible. The process is fairly simple. First they print the part layer by layer using metal, powder and binder. This is compacted and surrounded by loose powder. When complete, the build box is moved to a depowdering station where the powder is removed. Finally, the parts are moved into an industrial furnace where the metal parts fuse together. So consider a real life example. You need a part for your car, so you go to the auto factory or the dealership. They order the part from the manufacturer. The part then needs to be shipped from the manufacturer to the dealership. This takes time. So with this technology, it would make it possible that you go to the dealership, and instead of them ordering the parts from the manufacturer, they actually print your parts right there and then. Think of the time and the cost that is saved. This is why Ford and BMW are amongst early investors in Desktop Metal. Metal 3D printing is considered to be the future of manufacturing. Metal printing is both faster and cheaper than the current manufacturing process, which creates a lot of environmental waste. So when we look at the market size, at the moment the market for additive manufacturing is quite small compared to what is forecast to become. After all, it has been described as becoming the fourth industrial revolution. At the moment, the global market size is currently about $12 billion, but between now and 2030 it is expected to have compound annual growth rate of 25% per year, bringing the predicted market size to $146 billion by 2030. The company's forecast compound annual growth rate is expected to be 87% from its current revenue of $78 million up to a predicted revenue of $942 million by 2025. As well as increasing revenues, the business is asset light. Therefore, the operating expenses will be decreasing over time. So we already know that Ford are early investors in Desktop Metal, as well as Ford, BMW have also invested in Desktop Metal along with GE. Also backing DM is famed venture capitalist investor Chamath Palihapitiya. Over the past year, Chamath has been involved with both Virgin Galactic and Clover Health going public through SPACs. One of the drivers of the share price upwards in the past month was news that Cathie Wood's ARC EFT added Desktop Metal to its 3D printing EFT. At the time of this video, ARC holds approximately 1.1 million shares of Desktop Metal. Although the 3D printing EFT has dipped recently like every other stock, Wood's EFTs have been performing amazingly over the past few months. The news they were invested in Desktop Metal was definitely seen as a positive. ARC believes that 3D printing is currently in its infancy. They believe that there is a potential market of over 490 billion, and current market penetration is only 1%. Although ARC's 3D printing EFT is down about 10% in the past month, it is still up over 200% on last March's low point. The other major catalyst within the past few weeks was DM's acquisition of EnvisionTech for 300 million. This was huge news. As the original inventor of digital light processing 3D printing technology, EnvisionTech has one of the strongest intellectual property portfolios in an area-wide polymer 3D printing market, counting over 140 issued and pending patents. Between them, they now have one of the largest combined IP portfolios in the industry. The acquisition more than doubles Desktop Metal's global distribution network and increases its geographic sales capabilities to 68 countries around the world. EnvisionTech adds a variety of partners in the dental and jewelry markets, amongst others, which Desktop Metal plans to leverage to sell its metal additive manufacturing solutions. In addition, Desktop Metal's partners will provide an outlet for distributing EnvisionTech products and scaling its sales, particularly in industrial and education segment. The acquisition also greatly enhances the product portfolio, adding a variety of EnvisionTech products to the Desktop Metal products that we already mentioned. This combination adds fantastic high margin product platforms with fantastic recurring revenue streams. Through this acquisition, Desktop Metal will gain digital casting capabilities from EnvisionTech's industrial scale robotic additive manufacturing product platform. EnvisionTech's RAM systems, which are available for as little as 1/4 of the price of slower legacy alternatives, use patented technology. Desktop Metal plans to significantly advance the performance of this platform with the proprietary and patent-pending single-pass jetting technology originally developed for its production system to drive productivity enhancements. The combination effectively enhances product portfolio, creating a one-stop shop across polymers and metals. As we see from this graph, the stock price has been pretty volatile over the last 3 to 4 months. Prior to that, it was trying acquisition and the price had been steady in around $10 to $11 price range for the last year or so. However, since the reverse merger, the share price has shot up and had serious volatility regularly. However, it seems to be in an upward movement now. As we can see here from the 6-month chart, the stock is in an upward movement. Even the current dip of about 30% is not totally unexpected. Going back as far as December, the stock started its upward movement before hitting resistance at around $25. Over the next 2 weeks, the stock dropped until it found a support level around $16. Then over the course of the next month, it gained roughly from about $16 up to about $34. That's over 100% of a gain in a month, so of course a correction was coming. Again moving back down to about $22, roughly where it is today. I can see this trend continuing, and between now and maybe late March or April, we could see the price continuing that trend up to the high 30s or $40 range. Given the potential of this company and the potential of the overall sector in general, I'm expecting the share price to increase in both the short term and significantly in the long term. Based on 3 analysts offering 12-month price targets for Desktop Metal in the last 3 months, the average price target is $27. The high forecast $30 and the low forecast of $23. The average price target represents a 30% increase from the last price of $20.77. Of the aforementioned price targets, these have been set as recently as the 19th of January, at which point Tifel Nicholas initiated coverage with a buy rating at $30 and Craig Hallam boosted their price target with a hold rating from $17 to $23. So let's look at the Desktop Metal team. So the team at Desktop Metal is led by CEO and co-founder Rick Fulop. Prior to Desktop Metal, Rick was general partner at Northbridge Venture Partners. At Northbridge, Rick led the software and 3D investing practice and was an early stage investor in a number of companies, noticeably Markforged, which went public Wednesday through a SPAC merger with a valuation being put on the company of over $2 billion. Rick is also the founder of 6 technology companies. Most noteworthy will be A123 Systems. A123 Systems was Boston's largest IPO in the past decade, and at one point was one of the world's largest lithium-ion suppliers, with revenue exceeding 500 million. The company was included on The Guardian's Global Clean Tech 100 list, and later selected to Technology Review magazine's list of 50 most innovative companies of 2011. A123 were making lithium-ion batteries for the EV industry back in 2009. If 2020 was definitely the year of the EV boom, then these guys were definitely over a decade ahead of their time. However, a series of poor decisions, most notably relying on one large customer, Fisker, and some unfortunate events, they rapidly scaled up production to meet the demand of Fisker before Fisker cut its orders. In the process, they produced some defective battery cells, leading to a massive recall and replacement program. Eventually, A123 Systems had to file for bankruptcy. Johann Meyerberg is another co-founder and chief technical officer. He's responsible for leading the technical direction of DM's 3D printing solutions. Prior to joining Desktop Metal in 2015, Meyerberg was also a founder of A123 Systems. He established and led the motorsports business unit. His products were adapted in the majority of Formula One teams, including the likes of McLaren, Mercedes and Red Bull. He was also involved in Formula E, where he worked as a race engineer for the Mahindra racing team. Meyerberg has also worked in more high-profile esports like Le Mans. These guys are very qualified, very capable and have a proven track record, as do a lot of the DM team. It would take too long to go through the whole team in detail, but as you can see here, the team is very experienced. A lot of them have come from A123. A lot of them are graduates of MIT, with people coming from companies such as General Electric, Dell EMC, SolidWorks and Morgan Stanley. Between them, there's a lot of degrees and PhDs. They are a very experienced and capable team with a history of proven industry experience and success. So, in conclusion, I really like this company. I think it has a huge future, and that's why I bought into it so early. This company has massive potential in a rapidly growing market. The only reason I sold some of my shares was because the markets were at all-time highs, the price had peaked way higher and way quicker than I had expected it to, and I was expecting a pullback, as had been predicted across the entire market. But I was always planning on buying back in on a dip. I fully expect the share price of this company to go back up again and reach new heights over the coming weeks and months. I think the share price is good value at the moment. It may go a bit lower, but I think it has dropped the majority of its drop already. After all, the share price is down about 30% from its February high point. I'm expecting it to level out and start climbing over the coming weeks and months. However, this is just my opinion, and if anyone is thinking of buying into the company, I encourage you to do your own research and not just take the opinion of a guy on YouTube who makes a video. As I said before, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Please guys, as always, only invest with money that you can afford to lose, because the value of stocks can go down as well as up. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like, it would help me out so much. Your likes are what motivates me to make more videos. What are your thoughts on the future of additive manufacturing, and Desktop Metal in particular? Leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's make some money.